start. It's kind of funny, your kids can make call times for everything on earth, even on Christmas, but when I say we need to start an awards thing at 1 o'clock, 1:10 is what we get. I want to wish you a good afternoon as it would be. This is our final event of the year, and this is the second time we have gathered to do this. This is the music department awards ceremony, and it is a moment, sort of, it's this moment at the end of the year, whereas with many organizations, ag, sports, etc., we take a moment to acknowledge the work of not only students, but also the parents involved in this program. Any program like this over the course of a year will do an amazing amount of work, both on the student side and the parent side, and it's this one quiet moment before the end of a school year, and now the leaving of our first senior class, where we take that time to do so. A couple of housekeeping things about this before we start. I do ask that we seat, most of our students should be seated more towards the front. That way it just kind of makes things quicker, so we're not moving through, all the way through the building to get over here. And then secondly, please stay at the end, because we've got a massive barbecue planned, and it's going to be, I think, a great time. It was last year. The final thing is that this is a service to put together from an organizational standpoint, and I've already found 4 errors, and I'm trying to make up for them while we're here up on stage. And hopefully I've not made any more. If I've left out anybody, please understand it's inadvertent. We got a lot. Every year this program continues to get bigger, and we keep adding things, and so it becomes a little bit of a challenge to make sure everybody gets in on time. And then the final thing is, in terms of award recognition, I changed this up when I got here because of the realization that we don't have, next year will be the first year that we actually see complete classes. We've got, as opposed to say, junior level, sophomore level, senior level kinds of things happening. We have first, second, and third year awards, and so you'll see a couple of seniors that are mixed in with the first and second year awards and some of the third year awards as a result thereof. So that's kind of what happened with all of this. We will start with our jazz program. Our jazz program 3 years ago, as many of you know, was 7 people, and we are now, as of I think yesterday, 36 with 2 jazz bands. We are the only school, I think, in the county with a tiered jazz program now, not to mention our jazz combo program that works. And so this program has grown tremendously over the last couple of years. And students this year were allowed to kind of vote on where they thought people were outstanding and also improved both as performers as well as soloists. And I will start with most improved soloist. Soloing is probably one of the most difficult things to learn how to do. It requires that you have a basic knowledge, basic word knowledge, only for instrument, a little bit of music theory, but most importantly, a lot of listening. A lot of listening on their part, not only to themselves, but also to the greats, depending upon what their instrument is. And we've had a ton of soloists come through here and really start to shine, which is great. In our 3rd year, we've really seen this part of our program grow tremendously. And the person chosen for the most improved soloist this year between the 2 bands, Mr. Rick Ortega. Most improved performer. This is, I find myself often saying this is the 3rd high school I've had to do this at, but it is so hard sometimes to gauge these things because people grow so much over the course of time. But what makes things more interesting is that our B band is made up predominantly of either people just starting on their instruments or are switching instruments. And so that always makes for an interesting moment for whoever's teaching it this year. Of course, our student teacher, Mark Davila. But in terms of finding a most improved performer, this is a tough one because there's so much improvement that happens. But this year's most improved performer on trumpet is Angela Lopez. Outstanding performer. This is also tough because when you see it, all of the awards literally are starting to line up on the walls around here for our music department all the way around. you have to have a lot of outstanding players to do this. And I have often said it, and I've said this at some other thing that we had to do now that we have a senior class. Those of you who are senior parents, you've been bombarded with the number of awards, things, do this, nights, all those other things you've had to do. But I remember saying this the other day, and it was just, as a percussionist, I'm pretty demanding my rhythm sections, and mostly drum set players, and this is my 16th year teaching, 14th at the high school level. I don't have a lot of drum set players. There's a reason for that, because I'm pretty brutal with them, but those players tend to come out on the end of it being all right, and this one by far has outshone all of them, and I'm going to miss this young man terribly, Mr. Christian Ariola.